Hello there. So, we're moving hastily on now to Anakin Skywalker, which is this is episode 80 of the QuickShot series, because we're up to VC80 Anakin Skywalker, Jedi training Anakin anyway. So, Jake Lloyd, love or hate him, love or hate the Phantom Menace. This is a lovely card back for him, as depicted when he had his haircut just before, well, it's at the end of the Phantom Menace, before he obviously goes off to train as a Jedi. This is a quite interesting figure that they've released in the vintage collection, and they've not held back. They've given you extra stuff which sort of depicts more of a Phantom Menace appreciation of Anakin when he was this age, because you do see in the next episode, Attack of the Clones, younglings using this equipment here, especially that visor and obviously seeker balls. But you don't see him using one in the Phantom Menace, so it sort of goes beyond the realm of the walls of the Phantom Menace. A bit like the Sidious I've just reviewed. He came with a lightsaber. Well, you don't see Sidious using a lightsaber in that film, but they've obviously taken a broader look at the entire prequel trilogy, and they have incorporated accessories from that. So here is the figure, which is very good. I'll talk about Jake Lloyd in a minute, but the figure is, as I say, it comes with that helmet there. I'm going to take that off. I'll explain what's happened to my lightsaber there in a moment as well. I'm shocked it's been bent in storage. Here is the figure. Look at the sculpting on it there, and you get some soft goods around the skirt area as well. Now, Jake Lloyd, I had no problem with him in the film. He's obviously not the greatest actor in the history of Star Wars, but, you know, at the age he was a child, wasn't he? It's very difficult to get kids of that age to be, you know, spectacular in front of camera. God love him, he had a lot of lines that were kind of cheesy, like, you know, Qui-Gon, sir, I don't want to be a problem. And it's quite ironic that this is a George Lucas film. Disney obviously acquired Star Wars. This is the kind of film you'd expect Disney to have made in a way, because it's very family friendly. There's kids in it and stuff, you know. It's quite funny, but, you know, it's got some good bits in it. And I don't remember ever leaving the Phantom Menace 20 years ago as disappointed as I was when I left other Star Wars films in more recent years. And I'll save that for another video, because otherwise I'll babble on about that. But I do hope to. It will not be long before I rank these movies in order. I am going to do that on a podcast. So let's talk about this lightsaber I've just found bent today. Well, let me just firstly mount the camera. What happened was I have all my figures stored in categorical boxes. This is my Skywalker box. Check it out. Look at that. Any figure of Luke, Anakin, and even my layers are in there. Unfortunately, this one, I don't remember ever standing on it and damaging it, but I took it outside the Jiffy bag, and I must talk to you about Jiffy bags as well in a minute. And the lightsaber was on like a 45-degree angle, and I thought, how's that happened? The only thing I can think of is that it's been at the bottom of the box for a long time, maybe pushed up against the wall of the box, and maybe the weight of the figures above it have pressed over time, and it's kind of bent and warped. Very strange, but I certainly haven't stood on that and damaged it physically. It looks like physical damage, but as you can see now on the figure, and I'll take the helmet off in a sec if the thing will focus. Yeah, you see on this lightsaber now, it's got that permanent warp. Look at that. So, oh well, these things happen, I guess. With regards to the Jiffy bags I was just talking about, somebody has said in my comment section about he was concerned that I might be using acid-free bags or not. It's apparently if you use acid-free bags, then your figures will not get damaged in storage. And I'm a bit concerned about that now, because I don't know what I've got. And they've been in storage for a couple of years now, maybe coming up to 3 years in a box, in boxes, and I'm going to do a whole video about that. But one thing I have noticed about some of the figures seem to have yellowed a bit more in time, when I thought I took them off a shelf a few years ago. The only figures that have aged, and I'm going to talk to you about this one now, are the figures that were definitely guaranteed to be in direct sunlight. And that includes this one here. I took his robe off. This is the 20-year-old Jedi training Anakin. And if you take his robe off, you can see a tiny little V or chevron, whatever you want to call it, of yellow. And I've got yellow like that on my Obi-Wan and my Qui-Gon, but they would definitely guarantee you 100% were in sunlight. The other figures that have yellowed have been the ones that have been I bought second hand, so God knows where they were put. They're probably put in the sunshine as well, like some stormtroopers have yellowed. But apart from that, my figures haven't yellowed. But I will talk to you about that in a separate video. But it's still something of concern. And as I say, I'll discuss it. But this guy, I can guarantee you, look at he's yellowed a bit there. Oh, can you see what I'm talking about? Yeah, he's yellowed a bit here. But look, I always posed him like that. So the light has seeped through that crack. I'll take his helmet off now. So again, all the younglings in Attack of the Clones had those lovely helmets on. And that's a really decent head sculpt of Anakin. So I'd say this is definitive Jedi training Annie, young Annie. The vintage collection is excellent. You do get good quality with the articulation and all of that razzmatazz. But this one wasn't bad at all. I like this one. I have an Obi-Wan to match. So you've got like a master and apprentice stood next to each other, except Obi-Wan is huge because he's an adult. And this guy's only 10. Oh, come on. I hate it when it does this to me. Come on, man. Focus, goddammit. There you go. I'll take the robe off in a minute. But I like solid robes like that every now and again. You can't beat it. Right, I'll take it off and I'll give you another look at him close up. And then we'll compare the two. So, I mean, 20 years ago, they weren't doing a bad job at all. Come on. God damn it. It's pretty much the same as what you got up there, except this is not as articulated. It might have waist. Yes, it does. It's got more than 5 POA, basically. There's the Jedi braid. Nice car back. I'll show you that again in a minute. And here is the other one. So there you are. Much more detailing on the robe and stuff. And the lightsaber's lovely. It reminds me of Leia's lightsaber that we just see now in The Rise of Skywalker. Again, there were some scenes I liked in that film, but overall, again, that's for another story. And here's the car back again. Lovely kind of logo. Nice image of Jake Lloyd. Poor guy. I don't know if he's had a miserable existence or what, but he doesn't seem a very happy guy. He seems quite an angry guy when I see him interviewed, but I hope he's mellowed and accepted who he is, which is, for life, you are Anakin Skywalker, which, you know, it's pretty awesome, really, isn't it, really? Think about it, but obviously it's quite a burden on the actor playing that role, if you can deal with it. So thank you. This has been Only One Kenobi, Only One. Thank you if you have enjoyed that. Please do hit the thumbs up button and yada yada. Subscribe for more. And of course, if you want to see the rest of this series where I go through the vintage collection, this is the latest episode. Check the playlists above. I keep everything categorized for your viewing pleasure. And it's all up to date. So do check that out. Thank you for watching. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.